It's time for Silver Linings with Greg Neal, physical gold and silver expert and wholesale supplier, answering your questions about how and where to store your hard-earned money with a rational sense of peace in troubled times.
Have you been looking at silver, folks? Silver is the buy of the century. Silver prices are up over 40% so far this year. It's been one of the best performing commodities in the world. It's doing even better than gold, which is up only 24% year to date compared to silver. Silver is a buy. If you folks have been even considering it, just stop considering it and just do something about it, because it's just time to get involved. Today, our close on silver was $20.50. We're up actually about $6 over the last 8.5 to 10 weeks. An incredible increase. Gold is up pretty significantly as well. But as far as performance is concerned and percentages are concerned, silver is just really quite incredible. We have amazing things happening all over the world with regard to the industry and what's going on. We're seeing a larger and larger amount of folks coming into the store and asking about anything. Right now, we seem to be having a pretty increased amount of individuals coming in looking for what we call junk silver or coin silver. This is 1965 and earlier, or 64 and earlier silver coinage that is basically your dimes, quarters, halves, and dollars. And folks are looking for this right now at a very, very high level. We're really excited to see that. Silver prices are going to stay high for a longer period than we've seen in a long, long time. The reason is because there's just massive interest in what's happening as the handcuffs are coming off. The powers that be have been controlling the gold and silver prices. In fact, all the precious metals for so long now. That things are changing in the world. I'm sure and if you're not aware of what's going on in the world with regard to banking, you need to be, because it's all affecting the price of these commodities. And so our show is based in reality and what's really going on out there. We want to talk to you about some of these things that are making a difference, including the politics right now that are going on in our world. Recently, as well as that, I got one little caveat here to chat with you about. Goldman Sachs said today in a Fortune magazine piece that it's time to sell stocks. It's right here in black and white, August 1st, 2016, and it was released by Fortune magazine regarding this. And if you'd like to call in and chat about this, we'd love it. You can call us at 435-673-1450. That's 435-673-1450. And let's talk. If you have questions about what's going on in the world with regard to these things, we'll sit and chat about them and see what we can do to kind of go over some of this stuff that we're all kind of considering right now. This is rather interesting that Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest players in commodities and stocks in the world, is actually making a hardcore statement that it's time to start selling your stocks. It just kind of blows my mind that I'm actually reading it in black and white right now. Morgan Stanley is warning that the currency traders' worst things are to come for the dollar. The dollar has actually been decreasing. If you've been keeping an eye on that, we're actually losing value in the dollar. And also, we're seeing some tremendous differences and shifts in our oil prices. We're back headed downward. I believe we actually ended up just at $40 or just below $40 a barrel today, which is really quite incredible. We're looking at numbers right now, and particularly this week, we're seeing some pretty incredible things happening all over the world. Take a look at what's going on in Germany with Deutsche Bank, also in Italy with their major bank, which I would pronounce if I could speak Italian to you. But these banks are having major problems, and it is all affecting all of us. Brexit is still in play as far as what's happening around the world, and with regard to all of this affects the precious metals market, which is our primary interest here, and we're able to assist many, many people with regards to those types of commodity purchases. So please give us a call if you have any interest at all of what we're chatting about today. Another interesting story in the news today it was put out by Fortune Magazine also, is that Credit Suisse, the huge Swiss bank, is building a new U.S. bank just for billionaires. Or you probably hadn't heard about this, but guess what? Guess who they're working with locally to do that? Wells Fargo Bank is actually working with Credit Suisse to actually put together this new bank just for billionaires. And actually, there's quite a bit to this that you may or may not be aware of, but there's, from my understanding, there's maybe 150 to 200 billionaires in the world, if even that. So there's got to be something going on behind the scenes that are sharing with the people that we're about to see an incredible increase in the billionaire population on our planet. And that is probably, from my studying, it looks like the global reset, or the global currency reset, is going to make a difference in this. Many of you listening right now probably know what I'm talking about, and I'd love it if you'd give me a call right now at 435-673-1450. Let's sit and chat a little bit about these kinds of things. But yeah, there's major things happening behind the scenes that many people are just not aware of. For a bank the size of Credit Suisse to be building a new bank just going to do business with billionaires is quite an incredible thing. And when you think about it, these banks, both Credit Suisse and Wells Fargo, working together to actually build this new banking entity, it means something's up behind the scenes that the general public is just not aware of. So it's time to get the money out of the the markets, the stock markets, and get it out from under your mattress and start investing in something that is actually going to pay you huge derivatives. And that is going to be, in my mind, in my opinion, gold and silver, and particularly silver right now. Incredible things happening in the silver market all over the world. And, we're seeing folks coming into the store. And, I got to tell you, folks, it's going to get to the point to where there's going to be a lesser amount available. And when that happens, the price of silver will be so much more than what it is right now, that you're going to be quite upset. And what's going to happen is that those of us that are dealers are going to have a harder time getting a hold of product. And it's going to be tougher for you as the buyer to get it at any kind of reasonable price. And this is coming. We're just literally around the corner. Right now, you have the best opportunity of a lifetime to still get silver at a price that's affordable. And it doesn't really matter to me how much that whatever you can afford to put aside with regard to getting the precious metals in your space is perfect for you. And there's no judgment on that. It's just whatever works for you. But you deserve to have the most valued precious metal is the one that's the least expensive or the least cost average priced right now. And that's silver, without a doubt. I mean, we closed today again at $20.50. $20.50 to get 1 ounce of silver, plus a premium. Usually we're $2 or less per ounce. And, there's serious things coming, guys, with regard to our dollar. We've got real problems with regard to the valuation of the dollar. And it's been actually decreasing in value as time is going to go on. It's actually going to end up getting crushed. The dollar has to be removed as a world reserve currency status. And that's actually in motion and has been for quite some time. China and the BRICS nations are involved in this process. And things are changing. It's no longer imperative to purchase oil in U.S. dollars. And these other countries are switching the entire process of how we've done this for an awful long, actually just recently, within the last couple of years, they've been in the process of actually shifting this whole entire process. So it's time to start taking a look. Do you really value that money that you got sitting in that bank account? Is it really paying you any dividends whatsoever? And the answer to that is no. And in fact, most of the banks are actually going to a negative interest rate, which means you're basically being charged to put your money in that bank as a supposed, in quotes, safe haven for your money. You're actually losing money when you make a deposit. This is actually happening around the world right now. In various different countries, they're actually dealing with negative interest rates, which is just a disaster. Japan is dealing with, even this last 2 weeks, with serious problems. They have so much debt, they just can't get out. It's just impossible for them to get out right now, working in the system the way it's set up with fractionalized banking and centralized banking. Most of the world, in fact, all the world really works under centralized banking. The Fed has been the mother bank for all of these banks all around the world. This is all changing, folks. Things are shifting as we're speaking right now. It's time to actually start make a difference in your life and where you've got your money and how you've got it invested. Now, a caveat to this is I am not an investment expert. I am not a licensed investment expert. That's not what I do. What I do is I assist folks in actually looking at other alternatives for items that can make a difference in their life as far as holding on to value. And the truth of the matter is the dollar is sinking. It's actually sinking every single day. It's getting worse and worse. And you're not feeling it so much as far as inflation is concerned, because what they're doing is they're changing the sizes of the boxes and things that you're purchasing in the stores. You're paying the same amount, but you're getting lesser value for your dollar. And this is how they've been hiding this process. The only caveat to that would be gasoline. Well, that has some issues behind it, too, with the Middle East. And, of course, we're getting off of this petrodollar. So it's all making a difference, and the Saudis are putting tons, just millions of barrels of fuel basically into the market, and it's actually killing the price is what's happening. And people are changing the way they're driving. Things are just changing all over the world about the way we're doing life. And these things are making a difference in how we're looking at a dollar and its value. So the history says that the buying power is protected with metal. And it shows that historically with regard to gold prices. We can take a look. I have a sheet right here that shows that from 1972, with the year's high on gold was $70 that year. 1972, the most you would have paid for a 1 ounce bar or round of gold was $70. Today, we're looking at $1,350, and that's just the cost of the gold, not the premium in the process that we dealers and you have to pay. So we're at a point where 1 ounce is now $1,350 plus a premium, and back in 1972 it was $70. $70. That's a really incredible difference, and gold, and that's just gold. We're just talking gold here. Back in 72, and silver, you would have been around $2 an ounce for silver. Today, $20.50. So, take a look at this and see what is working for you. How's your 401k working for you? And how's your growth in your 401k? It may look like it's really increased because most of your 401k is invested into stock market, companies. But the real truth of the matter is we're in an inflated economy here. The stock market's inflated. The stock market's a bubble. Every single a financial economic region is a bubble right now. Housing is in a bubble right now. Everything is actually inflated to much higher amounts than it should be. So are we really taking a look at our life and how we're, are we just going to let it slide here and watch what happened and, just sit by the wayside and 2007, 2008 hit again in 2016 and 2017? Are you really prepared for that? Are you prepared for a 50% loss? Are you prepared for a 60% loss? How about an 80% loss? So take a look. Is that money really making a difference for you in your life? Do you feel comfortable with that money in that particular 401k or whatever investment vehicle you're using? I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there right now that you deserve to know that there's other possibilities, there's other ways. And so give us a call at 435-673-1450 and we'll chat. So we're here waiting for your call and would love to discuss any aspect of this, particularly in gold and silver, issues that you may have, any questions you might have about how to do it, what to do it in, those types of things. We're ready to go. We do this every day in our store, and we love it when we get an opportunity to discuss what personally you're interested in, what works for you. We're sitting here. We're in a position right now where the world is in such chaos, and so many things are being hidden from you by the mainstream media. You wouldn't have an opportunity to even hear this kind of a show, through the mainstream media. It's just not. It's not going to happen. So what we do is this is a public service. Literally, is what we're providing here. An opportunity for you to ask your questions and discuss with me, these types of things that are could make a difference in your life. Maybe you've always thought about, investing in the precious metals, particularly maybe silver, but you just never, you're uncomfortable with it. You're not really sure. You don't feel like there's anyone out there that can really make a difference for you or make you feel comfortable enough with the process. You're concerned about what premium means, all of these things. We're here to assist you. So, give us an opportunity to actually chat it out and see what we can do. The other day, my wife and I, Melody and myself, went to see Hillary's America, and that was quite an incredible experience, visually and emotionally. To experience, what is going on there with, her game plan and how things are being handled in this world as far as the information that you are receiving by the general media is not what's really happening. And it really is quite incredible that this woman who basically has stepped over every single person in her way, or even perceived to be in her way to get where she's gotten. And even bigger than that, the fact that big money has actually paid her way, pushed her way all the way to the nominee for the Democratic presidential position. So it's really quite incredible. All of these things going down and all this information and all this media hype, pushing and talking about Trump and Hillary and back and forth. But that's all the information you're getting. Have you heard the things that I've talked about in any other place over the last, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months? The answer is no, you're not going to hear about them because it's all about diverting your attention to another place. And that place right now is all about politics, And so it's like, what is going on with your money? What is really happening behind the scenes while all of this chaos is being created for you to watch and experience and all the red flag attacks and the killings and all of this stuff is going on. I can guarantee you that every single time one of these events is occurring, there is something going on behind the scenes regarding your money. No matter what, there's something going on with the central banks in every single one of these countries that this is occurring, here in particular, where there's a cover-up. going on. There is it's smoke and mirrors is what is really going on. And so if you believe what I'm telling you right now, what you're hearing from me, call me now at 435. It's 435. 435-673-1450 and we'll chat. Let's talk. So yeah, this is really an amazing time in our lives right now. We have so many opportunities to really take a look. Shows like mine are very rare in the world. Kate, prior to me, is one of the very few people in the world that actually can just speak her mind on a radio station and be allowed to speak her mind and discuss these types of things, in a full way. Has anyone talked to you about the convictions regarding the Rothschilds? Has anyone talked to you about Deutsche Bank in Germany, the huge German bank that has $75 trillion in derivatives? How about the Italian bank and what's been going on with it in the last 2 weeks? It's just, there's amazing things happening out there with regard to our money, your money, and you just don't even realize that all of this is affecting you. And we're getting close to, we always remember, folks, that we do this show every other Monday right now. We'll eventually get to a point to where we're doing it every Monday, where you can tune in on Sunday. We have a Sunday show that we do as well. And the Sunday show is a 1 hour program where we can, you can sit down on a Sunday and you can sit there. And if you're just listening to the radio anyway, you can give us a call and we can chat. And also you can email us at goldorstore.com. And we can discuss some of these things too, if you don't feel like you want to talk about it on air. And so we've got just a moment before we've got a break, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. And in the meantime, I want you to just kind of think about, where we're at right now with gold and silver. The prices are going up, and they're not reducing, they're increasing. And we're at a point where you really have got to start taking a look, folks. It's time. The time is now to do something. So here we are. We're at a $20.40 or $20.50 silver cost close today. Do something, folks. Make a difference for yourself. If you've been considering this at all, please, make a difference for your family and yourself. And we will see you in just a few moments.
Join us every other Monday at 4 p.m. here on Fox News Radio for Silver Linings with Greg Neal. You can find Greg at the Gold Ore Store on historical Main Street in downtown St. George.